Hey everybody, I am coming to you not live but recorded. I was invited into this group by my friend Sandy, and we are actually helping her best friend Tammy with some things. And so I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Damon Baker, and I actually live in Colorado Springs and Cold Spring, Texas. So I kind of bounce between the two places. I'm a 9-year Air Force vet, proud father of two amazing men, and I can't believe I'm old enough to call them men, but they are in their early and late 20s. And I am from Texas originally. I went to Florida after the Air Force, 9 years of Air Force, went to Florida for 21 years, and then I found Colorado as fast as I could. I have been on my health journey for quite a while. Since 7 years old, I have played the yo-yo up and down weight issue, and even through 9 years of Air Force, I was always having to watch it and everything. And it's one thing that I think kind of prompted Sandy asked me to join the group and share with you guys what I do now. For the past 9 years, I've been involved with a wellness company, a holistic wellness company that we focus on the individual. We focus on customization. We're definitely not a Me Too company, which means, we have consumable products, but we truly are the best of the best as far as ingredients goes, because and there's a lot of good companies out there. So don't get me that hey, we are the only one. But what we do is we focus on the individuals, and how we do that is we do it through, first off, a DNA test that only focuses on fitness and nutrition, your genetics, and how your body responds to certain foods as far as the carbohydrates, the fats. It also breaks down how you should be exercising as far as your genetics. Are you an endurance athlete, or are you a strength athlete? Should you be a sprinter? Now, these don't dictate that you have to be specific to those areas. What it does is says you're prepositioned to maximize your body's potential at, like for me, I'm right in the middle. So I can do, my body performs best when I'm doing endurance and strength. It's kind of like an X. Where do you fall? So with me, what I want to focus on is, if I'm looking to burn and keep my visceral fat under control, I want to do a lot more kind of cardio and HIIT workout. Now, if I want to burn fat, I need to do strength training. I need to do some weightlifting and anything that involves strength training. But that's how it breaks it down. Now, somebody may be only an endurance person, so they maximize their body effort at endurance or strength. Like with Sandy competing in her past, that was where her body was happy. So what the DNA test does is it answers those questions. It's a 46-page report specifically on you. I call it an owner's manual. And the cool thing is, the DNA test that we offer is given to infants all the way up to seniors, because your DNA is not going to change. You're not going to have to take this test over and over and over. It's a one and done. So what I did, because I knew it was a one and done, is I took it, I got the results, they email you your report, I printed it off in color, and then I took it down and had it bound, laminated and bound, because I know I'm going to keep it forever. In fact, Sandy actually has my report, and I'm down in Texas right now, but Sandy has my report, and if any of you guys want me to email you my report, I can. I'm going to put a video on the tail end of this one. It's from our general counsel, our chief legal officer of the company. And I tell people, when Mark Bennett says it'll stand up in court of law. But he talks about the security of your information on this, because a lot of these companies sell your information. The other thing is the in-depth level that we go to make sure that the report is you, where some of these other companies literally take a fraction and use it generally to tell you results, which is crazy. And he'll explain that. The other thing is, we have customized micronutrition. Now, keep in mind, micronutrition, vitamins, is a confusing space. I get it. I used to be confused. Well, we take the guesswork out. We give you recommendations based on your particular need any medications you're on, and any medical conditions you may be having. You enter all that into a HEPA compliant assessment that's free, and it actually gives you a health report, and it breaks down recommendations for you on the micronutrition level. Why is that important? Micronutrition feeds the organs in your body, liver, kidney, brain, heart, and so on. It feeds those organs that process the macros. So when a trainer tells you need, fats, carbohydrates, and protein, okay, well, what are you doing to make sure your factory to process all that is up to speed? Your B12 vitamins, your K vitamins, all sorts of things, they are crucially important. And a lot of people dismiss it. Well, we not only give you a recommendation, there's a Y button next to the recommendation. You click the Y button and it'll say, Damon, we're recommending this because your situation, here's what that micronutrition does, micronutrient, and this is the medical evidence to back it. See, we are the only company that not only customizes it, but we'll give you the medical evidence. These are peer-reviewed third-party medical studies, like out of the American Medical Journal, British Medical Journal, the International Database. We go even a major step forward is if you're having medical condition or you're on a medication that shows contraindications of a nutraceutical and a pharmaceutical or medical condition, we block you from getting the nutraceutical. We do not want you getting a vitamin or mineral that is known to cause adverse effects between a condition or a medication. So that's to sum up the assessment. The other thing we do is we do an amazing 30-day detox. And I shared this with Sandy because I've always fought to burn subcutaneous fat. The reason I was not burning it, that's the fluffy fat around the belly, the love handles and stuff like that, underarms. The reason I wasn't burning it is because my body wasn't releasing toxins. It wasn't the fat cells guard against toxins. So it wasn't letting it to release and process because my liver and my kidneys were too busy focusing on other things that were going on with my body. Once I did the detox, and I've done it 6 times because the doctor that created it suggests I do that. Once my liver and kidneys were like, hey, we're doing good now, send us more. And that's when the subcutaneous fat starts releasing the toxins. I'm down, since April last year, I'm down 11 inches around my midsection, which for me, I celebrate that more than I do weight loss. I don't focus on the scale. I used to, but I know the scale is, it's misleading because if I'm working out and gaining muscle, doing my strength training, well, I'm going to gain weight. The other thing is if I'm not burning subcutaneous fat and I'm building those muscles, it's pushing the fat out more. So even measuring could be weird. But I'm going to post a link, and it's actually Tammy's link, Sandy's best friend. I'm going to post Tammy's link because you're going to get $10 off if you order anything, whatever if you want to do the DNA test, if you want to do the vitamins, if you want to look at our consumable line, feel free. I am not a salesy pusher. I do not believe in that. What I do is I present information, let you do your homework on it. I'm here to answer questions if you have questions. But I'm not going to ever push sales of products or anything on you. I will challenge you to look at it because we go against the status quo. We are not a one-size-fits-all company because honestly, one size fits no one. And I know you guys have experienced that when you're working out with a friend, they're losing weight, they're getting in shape, you're doing exactly what they're doing and nothing's happening for you. That's because things aren't customized. So, well, check it out. Watch this next little video because it's important for you guys to know this. And if you have any questions, we would love to maybe even do a Q&A. I would love to do we could schedule a Zoom call or something, but I'm going to leave that up to Sandy. I'm going to pop in here around once a week, but I'm in here. If you need anything, let me know, and I'd be glad to help you out. And again, thanks for letting me take 10 minutes of your time to introduce. And I'm going to turn it over to Mark Bennett and let you guys hear from him. And again, great stuff. To finally have an owner's manual on my body has been life-changing for me and so many of my customers. So anyway, nice meeting you. Can't wait to actually get to know you guys better.
All right, on this week's Did You Know, why don't we talk a little bit about DNA or genetics? You know, we have National Genetics Day coming up. I think it's like April 25th, if I remember right. I think that's a Tuesday. And, you know, one of the things that we get asked all the time is, well, you know, I see that, you know, IDLife has a genetics test, but what makes it different? You know, I've seen things like 23andMe and Ancestry.com and things like that, and they're really inexpensive. Why would I want the IDLife genetic test? Well, here's kind of the simple answer. How important is your information to you? Because see, those companies are subsidized. You can go look it up. In fact, most of the data and information that you provide is actually sold. Most of it's sold to things like insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies. And if you've ever had me talk about, you know, those types of things and what that information has been used for, then you know why it's pretty important to IDLife that your information from us is never sold. But there's another part that differentiates those types of tests from what IDLife sells. See, those tests take a very small percentage, 1% to 2% of your information, and extrapolates out what it believes you to actually be made up of. Yeah, see, it's taking 1% to 2% of the information and telling you who you are. Based upon a lot of other people's information that have similar markers and similar information, and then saying, hey, these are all the things that you could be exposed to and things of that nature. What IDLife has, though, is a medical grade genetic test. So instead of looking at 1% to 2%, we look and get to scientific certainty of 99.99% sure on your marker that we're looking at that this is exactly how you were made. So do you want a cheap test with your information sold to the highest bidder? Or do you want your information completely secure and have a medical grade test that when you know what you're made of, you know what you're made of? That's the differentiator. That's what makes us different. And that's why our test is so important. But it's also why so many people get great results from the test when they actually put the test into action. So let me say that one more time, because the genetic test is an amazing tool, but it is completely useless unless we actually put it into action. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be talking did you knows about genetics, because, you know, I want to make sure people understand the differentiator. I want people to understand what makes it so important. But most importantly, I want people to understand they can do a lot less and get all of the results they always wanted by simply working with the body rather than against it. So when you know, and now you know. So